Hey, what's going on, guys? Oh man, what a mess I am. But anyway, I'm doing this video because my project failed. Completely failed. And that totally sucks. And my hair completely failed. Anyway, so the seat came out way too high. And only one way for lowering the seat will be to take out the auxiliary battery, which will give me the most juice because it's a high capacity battery, and that means I will lower my ride time extremely high. So instead of, let's say, doing 70 miles, I'll be able to do 20. So it's a huge cut down. So I might just go with the saddle and see how that works. You know, um, I'm pissed, and maybe to take the seat off, or it'll take a little while. If I was to do it day before and go ride, I would do it. I would have that motorcycle seat, and I'll be able to do it. But it's just not worth the time. The seat was $30, so it's not really a financial loss. Something I can cope with, and also um, just upset. I thought the project was gonna come out really well, and I thought it's gonna be pretty cool. And you see the thumbnail, it came out really cool. It's just the fucking seat is too high, and I can I can reach the pedals, but I have to tiptoe when I stand on the floor. So I I would have to have the bike lower, the seat lower. And I can't because there's two seat carriers, and there's also a battery in between, so I can't go any lower. So that kind of sucks. And it's either do a ride that way and lose the capacity of the battery, or do remove the battery completely and just go with the seat. So it's either shorter trips and more comfortable seat, and luxury and different, unique, or small seat and capacity of hours of riding. And again, I have not checked the capacity of this battery. I just know it's 20 milliamps. So I know with 13, I do pedaling 21 miles. Without pedals is 15 miles. So I'm not sure. So 15, talk about 35 miles. Being able to get it, I calculated 41 miles without pedaling at all. I did it some on my Instagram. So, but I would lose, the comfortable seat. It really, right now, it really all depends. I mean, I'll keep the seat. I'll keep the project, in my storage room. And when if I want to switch, like let's say in the winter, I know I'm not gonna be going too far. I might switch it for the winter. Um, but I'll keep the seat. It was a great idea. It worked out as fast as it did. Um, it it worked out nicely for the purpose, which was the purpose was to change the settings of the seat, which I went from extremely small seat to like nice motorcycle seat. It's just it would have to be like a low rider, and I'm talking a low rider like maximum 24-inch wheels. Usually low riders are 20-inch tires. So probably eventually I'll just end up getting a fat tire bike and work with that. Just don't feel like spending $1,000 or whatever, 800 or $900 for the bike, an unknown brand. and it's a 200 3. Okay, the maximum I can get 500 watts on it. Can't get 1,000. So if I can't get 1,000, I can't get the speed that I want. So it's really kind of useless to me. Who the hell wants to be riding a bike 12 miles an hour? That's retarded. So that's a huge concern of mine. Where this bike right now tops out very easily 30 miles an hour, no sweat. It's got a throttle, hand throttle, twist throttle, you might say, and performs excellent. So only what I'm doing is slap an additional battery and going with that. As to the handlebars from BMX and the seats, I don't know if that's gonna go and move forward. Not sure. So again, if I was to take one battery out, completely remove it, and put the seat, it would be a fucking perfect project. Do I want to do that? I mean, I can do it. Let's say for a month when I'm not planning to go really far distance. Bike is pretty heavy, so if you have to pedal your own without any battery assistance or motor assistance, it's kind of hard. Um, but it would be a pretty cool experience to sit on a bike like that. I actually might enjoy the bike more if I only had one battery. So you never know. Sometimes you get less, but it makes you more happy. So I'm not sure if that's what I'm gonna go with. Is it doable? Yeah, it's just time consuming. Um, uh, yeah, it kind of sucks. I don't like to tweet that much, and it's just that's not how I do things. Especially when I know it's not tweaking, it's just removing things and not really improving anything. So maybe um, maybe I'll do it to a different bike. I'm thinking of getting like a fat tire bike, like a cruiser, where it's not necessarily 20-inch, but it's built differently. And again, the frame is really long, stretched, and it's very low. So lots of ideas, guys. And if you got any ideas, comment below and see what I can do. I was hoping for a great summer with the seat. I mean, the project is not busted. It's not a myth or anything like that. But it's just it's just tough when you're doing something and it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucks because I was expecting like a good good summer out of it. I really was, and it just didn't work out the way it's supposed to, and the way I thought it would. So it is what it is. I'm gonna hit the gym tomorrow. So I'm pissed as it is. So I'm hitting the gym tomorrow, and while I'm working out, I'll try to think of something, see what's up. You know. But right now, fucking definitely disappointed, and it kind of sucks because the fucking bike is so high. If I can't reach with the legs, I can't fucking do nothing. And the seat is so comfortable, so nice. It's like I sit all the way to the back, and it was like fucking awesome. It would be such a comfortable ride, And I actually might bite the bullet. I mean, the battery's like $400, if not more. So I don't want to have the fucking $400 sit in the fucking closet, which has been sitting for about a year. So it's already embarrassing and it's pathetic. So I don't want that to sit in the in the in a closet. And if I was to run out of batteries, pedal neck sucker, when the seat is that low, it would be very difficult. Um, it's tough. It's tough. I gotta think if there's a way of putting the battery somewhere else. Like I don't really know where because I already have one battery on the frame. You know, again, this would give me 33 milliamps of battery. That's without pedal assist, it will be over 40 miles that I can travel. And you know I always pedal, so my hair's growing funky. You see that? That's pretty cool. Like I put some gel, right? So there's no gel on it right now, and the way it's like, the way it's done, I so here it needs improvement, but the way it's like, you can go like that. It's fucking cool, dude. I never do high hair, but this actually looks fucking decent. Getting old too, so it is what it is. All right, well, listen, folks. I see lots of people signing up, man. They're joining the channel, which is pretty cool. Gives me good ideas. So, if you want to see a video of the way it was built, the thumbnail has the build, how the seat's been installed, which is sturdy. I'm 260 pounds, and the fucking thing holds crazy stable. And so if you see, even though like if I was shorter, this project wouldn't work at all. But I'm kind of like tall, but the bike seat goes beyond my hip, beyond my waist, and I usually keep it a couple inches under. So I know it's way too high. So imagine every time you stop at a light, you gotta jump off the bike. You can't stand still with your feet on the floor. Which every time you ride a motorcycle, they tell you you have to be able to balance the bike between legs. So if I want to go left, go left. If I want to go right, right. So you know, it's a no go. It's a very dangerous way of riding a bike, especially when it's electric bike and you get no protection whatsoever. But like I said, if you want, stick around and see if uh, if I just will remove the battery, regular battery, and go over with the seat, or maybe I'll put it in a different bike and make it that way. I have my wife's bike, and I guarantee you I can paint the fucking thing black because I like black. I'm a guy. That fucking thing is like baby blue. So paint it black, and maybe put this thousand watt motor on that bike, and see how that performs. It's also 26 inch. That frame is different. The bike is way much smaller. There will be only probably there'll have to be two racks. So the rear racks they kind of take space, but it's a way of swiping these things. I just have to cut some pin out. Guys, if you want to see a video how it came out, let me know. I'll shoot the video. So down below, just comment that you want to see the bike, and I'll shoot a nice separate video with the bike and how the rack came out. Besides the thumbnail that you have on this video, but unfortunately, the project had failed, and it's not reversible. It's not undoable. It's doable, but it's just is it is that the purpose of the bike to ride a bike so high and to have it so unstable that you can actually hurt yourself? I don't really want to hurt myself. I want to be able to ride a bike, enjoy the bike, and go from there. I could definitely ride a bike with a seat that I have right now. It's very stable. It's still comfortable. I mean, my back is kind of like in pain, so I'll have to be able to use that seat. Maybe if I can't even hook it up on a frame. You know, I would have to remove the big battery, the 20 amp, and then I'll be able to proceed with the seat and just a 30 milliamp battery, which is again what is give me, just give me only 15 miles. So 15 miles ain't bad just to cruise around over here with my son. Maybe just grow up another 26. But see, the whole thing is I'm combining the power, the battery, two batteries together, so I can get the most out of it, so I can get a long distance. Having a bike that only goes 10 miles in a distance, it's not really a big deal. But having a battery that lasts you, for 40 miles, You can get lots of things accomplished as long as you keep the battery turned off when you don't use it for a prolonged time. And you can do whatever you got to do throughout the whole day, and not necessarily even put the battery on. If you're somewhere on a broad walk or whatever, you turn off the battery and just pedal. Just because the bike is heavy, that doesn't mean that it's not moving, or that doesn't mean that you can slowly move. So if you were to, let's say, if your destination was somewhere beach, when last year I went to Jersey Shore with a bike, I was literally on a on a road, and when I got there, I got on the boardwalk. I didn't keep the battery on. I turned off the battery, and when I had my lunch for about an hour, I was able to have the owner from Pizza Place to plug in my battery, and I gained couple percentages here and there. I believe I was at quarter battery, and when I finished charging, I was at maybe half. So I gained a quarter. So it's how can I say it? It's thrilling when you can go away, spend the entire day doing something that you love to do, which is be outdoors in the summer, and do whatever you want to do. Whether it's no, not necessarily swimming, because if you go swim and your bike is gone, you don't want to take it to a beach because it's too sandy, so now it's gonna get all screwed up. And you got the motor in there, you got the gears, you got all that. Well, it's a gearless motor. I'm talking about the gears like the gears on the bicycle. So that gets all sandy and nasty. So it's just a big one noise afterwards. So you don't want to take the bike to the beach. So mostly it's the boardwalk and the shows and people performing the act on the boardwalk. Some rides that you want to see how terrifying they are and how people react to them. It's just overall just being outside and interacting with the nature. And again, maybe go with the seat that I have right now, remove the battery, and take the plunge and install it, temporarily, just to see how it feels. And I would definitely have to change the handle, which kind of sucks because if I was to change the handle, I have to do the cables, extend the cables. It's unnecessary work for something that you're not gonna use every day. So sometime in my life, maybe next year, I'll cough out $1,000 and I get a Super 76 and modify that fucking thing. As long as I have a 20-inch rim. The most important thing is the frame. If I had a frame, or if anybody knows a website that you can buy a frame that looks like Super 76, or looks like a lowrider, so it has to be like ADD motor. This was because odd motor, ADD motor. I would they're actually fucking going out for a $1,500, which is a lot. But that frame is awesome, and I could definitely put a motorcycle seat on that bike. But if I could only get the frame, if anybody knows if I can get a frame, okay, Google this guy, ADD motor, out of Google. You'll see the bike, pretty cool, of different ones. If I can get a frame like that, just complete empty frame like that, I'll uh, I'll get definitely buy it. You know, there was a company that was on Instagram, used to bring the bikes really cheap for like $800 from China. And since Trump had increased the tariffs on foreign imports, good imports, the company went out of business, and it says like, oh, it doesn't pay for us to import this because we will have to pay for the import, the taxes, and everything, the tariffs, which is like 35%. We can't buy it for $800, pay $400 tariffs, and then sell it over here for 1,000. Not making any money. So I need to have the guy says I need to have a profit of 50%. So if I buy it for 500, I need to sell it for 1,000, and that's probably what they're doing. So it's pretty tough. Crazy competition out there. And with the tariffs right now, it's like ridiculous. But anyway, so if you see a website where I can get a nice plain frame, give me a holler. Comment down below. Let me get the link. check it out. But until then, I'm gonna get out of here. Today is a weekend, so I wanna freaking relax. I don't know, check out how the hell they get out.